I definitely think your instinct on like the B2B side is correct.
Okay, let me give you an example. So like I left my YC startup and I had to email a bunch of lawyers. I'm like, yo, can you look at this agreement that I'm like working on? And here's the interesting thing. Like most attorneys don't like say exactly what type of work they do. And they also have no more description. They will say like a general blurb, but then they don't say if they'll do like your thing. You have to just ask, right?
Like on their public facing information.
Yeah.
Intriguing.
Yes. And there's probably like a bunch of reasons for that. Maybe they want to take a specific type of work for a specific client or something. But like, I was like, if I send an email that just describes my situation to like a bunch of people, then like, I feel like they should be able to just like instantly be able to respond and like say if they would take a certain type of work or not, you know? Because they probably are just like, all right, is he like loaded and worth us as a client? And we'll do like some web search on who he is and we'll like read the paragraph.
Yeah, I think that that's really interesting. Well, it's like optimizing like a contact form on a website, like the get a demo sign up form.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone signs up on the browser-based website to get a demo.
Yeah.
We do a bunch of enrichment right when they fill out the form to decide if they should get this booking link or a different booking link based on what they put in the form. And it sounds
like live, like as they're filling it out.
Pretty much.
No, I think I've seen that because I remember I filled out some form somewhere and it instantly gave me a Cal link.
Right. And like sometimes it won't.
Yeah.
It depends. And like every company does that. There are services that do it. We use Default. There's a company called Chili Piper that's been doing this for a really long time. Like it sounds like the lawyers are just like kind of low tech insofar that you inquire about business by sending them an email describing your service need.
Yeah.
But like could be solved by filling out a form that can do like some low level enrichment to decide what the use case or need is.
True. And I'm like, even the form can be optimized beyond that in that like the form could just immediately lead to like if you answer like more questions, then I'll be able to handle your response or something like this. Because I'm like, if you're an attorney, like handling even like web form inputs, I feel like is kind of just a waste of your time, right?
Completely.
Yeah.
And to them, it's probably easier and more efficient to just get through their email inquiries at the end of the day.
Uh-huh.
Which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah.
But it's like fairly old school.
Mm-hmm.
But also like, depending on sort of how the firm works, like you can only take on so many clients based on sort of how the business works.
And that is the bottleneck.
Billable hours. Like you can only bill as many hours as there are in a day.
Yeah.
Realistically. If you're a 2-person shop, it's not that many hours.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe at max like 120 a week.
Yeah.
Like they can't take every client.
So it doesn't actually end up mattering because inbound doesn't matter. It's actually like relationships with like your client who's going to bill you like 50,000 hours.
Correct.
Yeah.
And typically like those types of firms like grow through referrals.
Yeah.
Because it's like a client might have like a similar client that they would want to refer you.
Yeah.
I don't know, like we use a company called Crosby for some of our deal desk stuff.
I have seen Crosby.
They have some billboards, like an AI, like sales contract.
Yeah.
Reviewer.
There's definitely some believers in lawyers will actually be available via API in the future. I think it's like, they're really AGI built.
The point of attorneys and the point of doctors is to offload risk into like a very specific type of role.
Yeah.
You can represent yourself in court.
Yeah.
But then you bear all of the risk for how it goes and turns out.
Yeah.
And it's like, sure, Claude can be your doctor, but you can't sue Claude for giving you bad medical advice. You know who can sue? A doctor and a hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know. I don't think a lawyer is going to be available via API, but I do think the difference when it comes to legal advice and how the law works is that the practice of law is entirely based on sort of like previously written information, and then how the written information can be interpreted to service like a particular desire or outcome. And like LLMs are really good at that. So it makes sense that they are like very helpful, especially when it comes to like really big law cases. Like paralegals and low-level associates will like read thousands of pages of cases to find sort of some similar previous ruling to support the outcome that they are seeking, and an LLM can do that way faster. So like that makes sense, but it's like
the buyer experience, I think, could be very dramatically improved.
I think that makes sense, but I don't know.
So it's just like a matter of, okay, are all attorneys basically forming like a shadow union in that they like are gonna refuse to basically like offer to make their services more accessible and like easier to kind of interface with? Because like if you imagine that like, oh, before I would have to like go through referrals, email a shitload of attorneys, some respond, some don't, and then like go through way more emails, and like basically the process is extremely slow and time consuming.
Sure.
To a format where like my agent can just almost instantly like help me with some task, then like it's hard to imagine the existing status quo being like the optimal way. It's only optimal for the lawyer.
Well, right, but for the lawyer, like you're not going to take a case that's not going to make you money.
Yeah.
You're not going to take a job that's not going to make you money. And so it's even the same with like injury attorneys, like something wrong, call Fong. Those types of those types of attorneys actually make all of their money through referring out business, which I learned only like a year or two ago.
Wait, they're doing most of their business from referral and not from the billboards.
Well, no, the business is from the billboards. Basically, people will dial Fong, and then the Fong Office of Attorney at Law will take the best and biggest and most high payout cases, and then they refer out the other cases to other injury attorneys. So there's like this huge sort of like secret underbelly of injury attorneys that aren't like the famous billboard ones, but like Hobbs Law and Ann Fong and the Texas Hammer refer out their business to other local
firms. The people
firms
who can't even afford to make like a rhyming billboard will have to like attach themselves.
Sure, kind of. But it's just like a really common sort of secret practice.
Yeah.
And the big firms will only take like the best cases. And so, but I think that's like common theme across sort of agentic commerce in general, which is like they will only adopt the API-based version of their product if it serves them financially.